how that goes. So,
hasn't Hendricks been doing that for years?
I mean, they built all the cars for Days of Thunder.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, you can buy a Hendricks chassis.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy a Hendricks chassis, Lisa, but this is going to be like, hey, Joe Gibbs is making all the cars. Here you go. And it's not going to be a lease program. It's going to be that's like NASCAR mandated type thing, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the new model is in NASCAR anymore when it comes to business terms, because some of the stuff it's innovative, but it's also makes you scratch your head.
Yeah, yeah. Another change that's happening, the road crews that travel with these cars will be reduced from 8 to 5. How bad is that? I mean, is that going to be a real strain on some of these NASCAR teams to just take 5 guys along to get the car prepped and make sure it gets from the hauler to race ready? I mean, that to me, that seems like it's going to be a bit of a disadvantage for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I know they're going to do a lot of that for like the truck series. The Xfinity, we're going to kind of start having like some halftime breaks in the truck series, which they used to do. I mean, people were like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever for NASCAR. I'm never watching again. Like, they used to do this. When the first NASCAR Super Truck race is what they called it back then happened this week, actually, right in our backyard, Phoenix Raceway, when Mike Skinner held off Terry Labonte. And you know what they had? They had like little halftime breaks, which people thought was weird, but it's because they didn't have that many people, so they're trying to get it to where, I mean, a truck series team doesn't show up with a Sunday Cup, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch-like, Jimmy Johnson-like team at the racetrack. So they're trying to minimize that, and yeah, I mean, some guys probably losing some jobs, which sucks. You never want to hear about that.
Yeah.
But at the other side, I think it's going to maximize.
It's certainly going to make teams work harder.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I mean, you see a lot of guys. You go to the garage, you see these guys. They're sitting around, not doing anything, scratching themselves. Gonna put them to work.
Handing out candy to the kids in the pits there.
Exactly.
Pit stalls there,
Do something.
All right, so those are just a few of the more major changes to NASCAR. Of course, there's always going to be tweaking throughout the season. This past off season, the new generation car was on track. A couple of the drivers, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, and I think one other guy, I can't think of who it is right now.
Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon got to drive the new generation car at different tracks. One of them was out here in Phoenix. I believe it ran out here, and they did a lot of testing out here. It was at Homestead as well. And so we should be seeing that car, I think I heard, and I think I read, in the 2021-2022 time frame. So maybe by next season, maybe the season after. They're still doing a lot of refining, trying to make this car as good as it could possibly be before they put it into competition. So that, too, was going on during the off-season. And during the off-season, we lost a legend, and we lost a really nice guy. I'll start with the really nice guy. John Andretti, he lost his battle with colon cancer. He was a great dude, a very exciting racer. He raced every different series you can think of. IndyCar, IMSA, he raced dirt track cars, he raced sprint cars, he raced NASCAR. The guy was all around, and from all accounts, just a really good person. Even with the last name Andretti, was still a really good dude, a friendly guy, willing to help young drivers, willing to race, and he had to step away, you might recall, just a few seasons ago, and step down because of his fight with cancer. Well, that came to an end just recently, so we bid farewell and Godspeed to John Andretti. Also, Junior Johnson passed away at 88. Many people saying a real American hero, the last of the real American heroes, Junior Johnson, who started with NASCAR way back. I mean, way back in the late 40s, when this sport was getting going. He was a driver, he was a car owner, he was a mechanic, he did it all, and came from the roots of NASCAR. That's running moonshine back in the hills of North Carolina, and that dates back to them. So the last American hero is what they're calling him. Junior Johnson, he passes away at 88 years old.